am Dr. Kay Fontana, life force coach and grief recovery specialist, and I am deeply familiar with the pain of loss, having experienced many throughout my life. At just 9 years old, I lost my brother to cancer and witnessed my parents' immense grief, which was unbearable. Years later, my mother lost her battle with Alzheimer's, and then my father was diagnosed with cancer and passed away a week after his diagnosis. Most recently, in January 2023, I experienced the devastating loss of my husband and soulmate of 40 years due to multiple health issues. In between were countless other losses, including family members, friends, co-workers, beloved pets, and even finances. However, I turned my pain into my purpose and passion to share strategies to help you get through your darkest days and navigate the complexities of grief. This is the Healing Our Grieving Hearts podcast. Have you ever walked in a room and caught a scent that stopped you in your tracks? Maybe it was fresh baked bread or the cologne of your loved one used to wear. Suddenly you're not in the room anymore. You're in a memory, a moment, a feeling. Today we're exploring something powerful and often overlooked in the healing process, the role of scent in memory and healing. This is a sensitive and beautiful topic, one that invites us to honor the past and nurture our present through the sense of smell. Let's start with what's happening in the body when we smell something. Unlike our other senses, scent travels directly to the brain's limbic system, the part of the brain responsible for emotions, memory, and survival instincts. That's why the smell of a familiar perfume or even fresh soil after a rain can flood us with feelings: joy, sorrow, warmth, longing, all at once. It's not just memory, it's emotion in memory. And in times of grief, those scent-triggered memories can be especially emotional. They remind us of what we've lost, but also what we still carry with us. Grief often surprises us, and scent is one of its secret messengers. I remember one evening, just a few months after my husband Dave passed, I stepped out into the backyard to gaze at the stars. The air was cool and moist, and in an instant it carried me back to the night air I loved so deeply in Washington, where we once lived. I hadn't expected it, but I just stood there, breathing it in, holding that moment like a fragile gift. Another time I came across a bottle of my favorite perfume, one I hadn't worn in years, but started wearing when I first met Dave. The scent was unchanged, still familiar, still mine. In both moments, I was reminded of this quiet truth. Love doesn't disappear. It lingers. It lives in the air, in the memories, in the smallest scented reminders of what once was. For some, it might be the smell of fresh coffee, the sea air, or the pages of an old book. These are grief's quiet doorways. Scent helps us remember, to bring the pieces of memory back together, to make whole again what feels broken. So how can we work with scent intentionally to support emotional healing? One way is through aromatherapy, which uses essential oils from plants to calm the nervous system and uplift the spirit. For instance, lavender helps soothe anxiety and support sleep. Frankincense can deepen meditation and help us connect with the sacred. Rose is the oil of the heart, gentle, comforting, and grief-softening. You can diffuse these oils, place a drop on your pillow or wrist, or even use them in a warm bath to create a healing ritual. Another practice is to create your own scent-based memorial ritual. Light a candle scented with something your loved one cherished. Wear their favorite fragrance when you want to feel close to them. Or choose a scent that represents how you want to feel: grounded, peaceful, held. And breathe it in as part of your daily meditation. Scent is a bridge between the physical and the emotional. It's subtle, but incredibly powerful. Scent has long held spiritual significance in many cultures and traditions. People burn resins like frankincense and myrrh to create sacred space. Others use aromatic herbs or incense to purify energy and invite peace. What's important is that you choose practices that feel aligned and respectful of your values and ancestry. One beautiful alternative to cultural rituals is to create your own blessing ritual with scent. Light a candle or place a few drops of essential oil in your palms. Rub your hands together gently and bring them to your heart. Speak a prayer, an intention, or simply say your loved one's name out loud. Breathe in deeply and let the scent be your guide into stillness. You can also create a memory altar, a small space with photos, mementos, and a scent that brings your loved one close. This becomes a place for reflection, tears, or simply being. Here are a few simple ways to bring the power of scent into your healing journey. Create a scent memory box. Include things like dried herbs, a piece of clothing with lingering scent, or a favorite candle. Open it when you want to connect or reflect. You can also make a personal oil blend. Combine 2 to 3 essential oils that speak to your heart in a carrier oil like jojoba or almond oil. Use this as a sacred anointing before meditation or journaling. You can also start a scent and memory journal. Write down which scents trigger which memories, what emotions arise, what messages or memories want your attention. Or you can invite scent into your grieving rituals. Whether it's lighting a rose-scented candle on their birthday or diffusing calming oils before bed, let scent accompany your remembering. Here's a journaling prompt for today. What scent brings them back to me? Take a few minutes after this episode to reflect or write. Scent is invisible, yet unforgettable. It drifts through our lives like a quiet companion, awakening memories, softening sorrow, and sometimes even guiding us home to ourselves. As you move through your healing journey, I invite you to welcome scent as a sacred ally, not to erase your grief, but to walk with it, to breathe in what still connects you, to allow fragrance to open your heart, even if just for a moment. You are not alone in this journey, and there is beauty in this small, quiet way we remember love. Here's today's affirmation. With every breath, I allow scent to awaken memory, deepen love, and soften sorrow. My heart is held in the fragrance of remembering. And now I'd like to close with a poem, a blessing for your heart and senses. It's called In the Air, You Are Still Here. There is lavender in the drawer you left, and rosemary drying by the door. The wind carries whispers of you, familiar, tender, more. The earth remembers every scent, your laughter in the pine. And in the hush of jasmine bloom, I feel your hand in mine. So I will breathe and breathe again through tears and silent grace. You live in all the air I take, in every scented space. Let's take a breath together now. If you have a comforting scent nearby, bring it close. Breathe it in gently and exhale. You are loved. You are not alone. The mission of Healing Our Grieving Hearts is to help women who have lost their spouse or soulmate navigate through loss and find purpose through grief recovery, energy healing, and spiritual support. To receive helpful tips on coping with grief and finding happiness for widows, go to purpose.healingourgrievinghearts.com, where you can download both for free. To follow me on Facebook, go to facebook.com/k.fontana. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Healing Our Grieving Hearts podcast. Remember, you are not alone in your grief, and your experiences and emotions are valid. Join me next Saturday at 10 a.m. Arizona time as we continue to explore the human experience and how to have difficult conversations about death. Until then, be kind to yourself.